Hey guys, Strong Sales Series back again. It's Alex.
Just in the Orange Dream.
And it's me, Noah.
And we are here with your SummerSlam 2013 pay-per-view review. Pay-per-view was this past Sunday. This was easily probably the best WWE pay-per-view in quite some time. I can't remember one that's been like this consistent.
I would have to agree with that.
I don't know. I'm going back to Money in the Bank to think of a show I enjoyed this much.
I think so, probably. I think people can agree with that. Because last year didn't really have that many great shows.
Well, they had the Extreme Rules last year.
That probably, I'll probably that one.
Yeah, that's the other one. I actually liked this show more than that.
I think so too.
Which might be a minority opinion, but...
Alright, well, let's start things off with the first match, which was actually probably one of the weaker matches of the night. It was the Ring of Fire match between Bray Wyatt and Kane. Basically, it was a setup of like an Inferno match, but you didn't have to light your opponent on fire. It was just a regular match. So that was really odd, and it felt like the fire was just unnecessary, and it was basically designed to keep the Wyatt family out of the ring.
Yeah, and I thought the fire was kind of cheesy and didn't look dangerous at all. But yet they were acting like, oh, I can't go anywhere near this extremely dangerous fire. And I just thought this match was, everything they did looked sloppy, and they didn't really do a whole lot. I thought this match was terrible. I honestly thought this was just awful.
I agree that it was a little bit sloppy, but the thing is, I blame that mostly on like, they're fighting around a thing of fire. It's Los Angeles. It's probably hot as hell in that arena. It's probably even hotter in the ring. They probably were miserable in that ring.
Well, that's true, but that doesn't make it better.
No, it doesn't. But like, I'm trying to excuse the wrestlers.
Right.
This match was basically, it was a Raw style match, and it was basically just a segment. This was done to build the storyline and further the feud and everything. And so, in that regard, it did its job. But yeah, as a match itself, not that great.
No.
Yeah. I actually didn't mind this at all. I feel like everybody, especially I was watching with these guys, they hated it. Everybody I've read reviews from hated it. Yeah. Personally, I didn't have a problem with this. The only problem I had with it was the placement on the card. It was that's an opener. I think that really hurt it. I kind of like the story of like the Wyatts trying to get in. I know it looked cheesy to some people, but to me, the Wyatt family, especially, who's the one with the mask?
Eric Rollins.
He's
Rowan.
He strikes me as like a shut-in, so he would act like that, you know, where he was like, spooked and stuff. Yeah. So that was fine with me. But like you said, it was sloppy. But going in, I mean, it's a Kane match. How much do I expect? Yeah. And I'm really, really into the Wyatt family. I mean, everything they do just is it's captivating to me. I didn't have a problem with the fire. I kind of thought it had a cool effect. I guess I could have done without like every bump. Yeah. Like it being like a little button.
Yeah, right.
But
I'd like that to be your job, just sitting there and watch the match. Like, okay, fire.
Right.
Right.
But overall, I really didn't have a problem with this. It accomplished what it needed to do. It was as good of a match you probably could have got out of them. And like you said, it had to be hotter than hell. I mean, that's like wrestling in an oven. Yeah. It really is. That had to be.
It's hot enough in the ring normally.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I didn't have a problem.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this 2-star, basically because it did accomplish what it wanted to accomplish. It established the idea that the Wyatt family is basically like a unit. Like they are strong as a unit, and they work as a group, and it got the segment across. You know, so it did its job.
I'm going to give it half a star.
Whew.
I honestly wanted to go a little lower, but I'm actually going higher. I'm being generous to my enjoyment of the match because I felt that, these guys were trying to work pretty hard. It was just like, it was almost impossible to have a good match because they were just put in a bad position. But this was a horrible opener, and I thought this was one of the worst matches I've seen this year. Yeah, a lot of people are saying this is like the worst worked match of the year. I thought it was pretty
poor.
That's
possible.
That is possible.
I mean, a work rate, if you're judging by work rate, it's terrible. Yeah. But I enjoyed the story elements. I enjoyed the spectacle part of it. Okay. I feel like that's something that SummerSlam needs. It needs to feel like the second biggest show. It needs a spectacle match, and I thought that's what this did. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give it 2 stars also, but I thought it was a pretty effective segment. Okay.
Next up we had Cody Rhodes taking on Damien Sandow. This whole match came about because of the Money in the Bank match where Damien Sandow stole the win from Cody Rhodes. And this has actually been gearing up as like probably the best mid-card feud I've seen WWE do in a very long time. Like they actually gave these guys good segments. good promos to work with, and you actually felt like they had some build up.
And it felt like a grudge, a real grudge, not just like one of those, intercontinental title kind of thing. It's just
not just, oh, this guy jumped this guy, so then they're gonna have a match now.
Right.
Like they actually gave these guys a reason to hate each other. Like they gave them build up, some drama. They had a really nice video package for these guys' feud, and like I really was gearing up for this match and going into it. I was looking forward to it.
One thing though, I don't agree with the idea that Cody Rhodes needs to shave his mustache to be a face. Just want to say that.
Yeah,
I like the mustache too.
I did like
you have to be clean shaven to be a face.
Because that was a solid stash.
That was
it deserves our respect.
It was a very nice mustache. But anyway, getting to the match, this was actually a very fun match for the time it went. It wasn't very long. It went like 7 minutes or so, I think. But these guys really busted their ass and showed what they can do. I'm not a huge fan of Sandow's work rate. I think the guy's a really great promo guy. He's absolutely fantastic on the mic. But just in the ring, he's kind of boring. But like when he's in the ring with someone kind of exciting, kind of fast-paced, like Cody Rhodes, or even had a good match with Sheamus a while back, he can really shine, I think. And this was one of those matches where I thought he shined as a really good worker, I thought.
I just thought these guys had good chemistry. Also, not only that, it seemed like they had good ring chemistry, but it also seemed, obviously, the psychology was also there. Obviously, they had to work a short match, so they had to kind of work that in at a faster pace than they would like to, but I think it's setting up like a longer, more, drawn-out match, kind of a feud-ending match somewhere down the line. But, I thought this was, it was short, but I liked the pace of it, and you could feel the animosity just from like how hard they were hitting each other, just their facial expressions and everything. I think this is, not only was this a standalone good match, but nicely sets up more of the feud.
I agree. What do you think?
I have to agree with everything you guys said. I really enjoyed this match. I think it was everything it should have been for the very first match of their feud.
Right.
Because I want to see more.
Yeah, I agree.
And even to touch back on the first match, which everybody seemed to hate, this was a nice way to transition and re-establish the heat.
The first half hour of this show was kind of dull, like because they had that match and then they had like a lot of promos and video packages because they had to tear down the stuff.
Well, let's not forget they do that pre-show, that NFL pre-show crap.
Yeah.
Not the pre-show.
Does anyone actually like that? I'm asking the internet here.
And we're not talking about the pre-show.
Does anybody like this? Anybody?
We're talking about when they're up in the crowd and there's three people talking.
They have the analysis.
They have no clue what to talk about.
I don't even like listening to the NFL analysts talk, and they're actually trying to analyze.
Although it was cool seeing Shawn Michaels with his huge ass beard he has.
Yes.
So that was a nice thing.
Shawn Michaels don't give a fuck.
He's wearing camouflage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything else to touch on?
Cody Rhodes doing the muscle buster is awesome.
That was sweet.
Keep doing that.
I mean, we've seen him do it before, but that was sweet.
He does it very well. I give this 3 1/4. I really like this match.
I concur. 3 1/4. That's higher than most people seem to be rating it. But I thought this was very solid.
Right, let's go 3 for 3. I'm 3 1/4.
All right.
We all liked it. So
we all liked it a lot,
and I look forward to more.
That's
the other thing. Also, I liked how they had Cody Rhodes go over clean here.
That was nice.
Well.
I thought that, and like I like the announcers actually putting over like, oh well, since Cody Rhodes won, if Sandow cashes in, you could make a claim that Cody Rhodes is the number 1 contender. It's like that's good. That's good.
And this is great because it's a mid-card feud that, if they ever really want to, can become a main event feud
or at least higher mid-card, much higher.
Yeah, SmackDown.
Semi-main, yeah.
Now the only thing they need to do first now is give Sandow a win over Cody Rhodes, though.
Because we don't like the cowardly heel thing that's overdone, but Sandow is
for Sandow it makes sense, and you can make the argument that he's a smarter heel and he's able to steal a win quickly and because he's clever. All right, well then we had one of the first title matches of the show, which was Christian taking on Alberto Del Rio for the world title. This match was hyped up as Christian's one more match for the world title. So going in, I thought that either Christian was going to retire soon or he was going to win here. And I don't think neither is going to happen because Christian looked ripped in this match. He got in shape.
Yeah.
But what do you think of this match, Noah?
I loved this match. And going in, I had no expectations. I had gotten to the point with Christian that I just realized like he'll just never get to that point. And same with Del Rio. I realized, I felt like he was stale.
Yeah.
Going in. So watching this match unfold the way it did, I was very surprised. I really enjoyed it. The psychology, especially the finish, just so perfect.
Yeah, the finish was awesome.
Finish
oh
was
my
awesome.
God.
The finish was a nice mix of storytelling and like ring work selling. You know what I mean? Like it sold the idea that Christian had hurt his arm and couldn't get the cover, and Del Rio capitalized on it. I like that a lot.
Yes, I just really enjoyed this match. Nothing bad to say really.
I was gonna say the thing I was most impressed with that nobody was really. Everyone thought this was gonna be a pretty good match, or maybe decent enough match. But I didn't think anyone was expecting it to be this good.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And with no real build up or anticipation going in, they got the crowd really into this. By the end, the crowd was on the edge of their seat basically.
So were we.
I was on the edge of my seat. They made everyone care about this match when they probably didn't previously. So that says a lot about how much these guys busted their ass to make a above and beyond in this match.
Yes.
My only complaint about this match is, as good as the finish was, I was really hoping that they'd have one moment of Christian in the arm breaker, and then he gets the rope, and then they keep going for maybe a minute or two longer, and I probably give this 4 stars. But this match was really, really well done. Really some great near falls. Two worked very nicely together, and there's one part where Christian does this. He does that thing where he springs to the top of the second rope, and Del Rio came from behind and hit the backbreaker.
Oh,
that
was nasty.
That was really good. And I agree with you about Del Rio being kind of stale and kind of same old shit. But
I feel like this might kickstart him, might rejuvenate
I think so.
a little bit.
I've always liked Del Rio's work.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the next night on Raw, when he had the match with Sin Cara and he had that fire when Sin Cara got hurt, he was pissed.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see you angry. I want to see you want to wrestle.
Right.
Yeah.
We've always felt he's a perfectly capable worker.
Oh, he's a great wrestler.
Very good wrestler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But just got to work on that character a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, what you end up giving this?
I gave this 3 3/4.
I went 3 3/4 as well.
3 for 3 again.
All right. Next up, we had basically the Total Divas hype match, which was Brie Bella taking on Natalya with the cast of Total Diva out on ringside, and this was just a match. You want to talk about this one, Justin? Or?
Sure. I mean, this was kind of just a basic match, but it was kind of just an advertisement for Total Divas because they got all the divas kind of involved at one point. Had a little scuffle, and I don't know. Pretty standard. They were kind of just showcasing the show, really.
Yeah.
That was the match itself. Wasn't really the point of this segment.
No.
So it was just a very basic, standard Divas match. Really.
Yeah, but for
sloppy.
Yeah, and they
offensive.
No, they didn't.
No.
Wasn't long. Didn't drag. Didn't botch anything. It was perfectly fine. And,
didn't overstay as well.
And Natalya won. So I'll give this a star.
I actually thought this was star and a half. I thought it was
okay.
I thought it was pretty decent.
Well, I did take a leak during this match, so since I took a number 1, I'll just give it a number 1. So 1 star.
Number of leaks. So if you take 5 leaks during your match, is it a 5-star
number
match?
1. There's number 1 is pee, number 2 is poop.
What's number 5 then? What's a 5-star match?
I don't want to know.
I don't poop during 5-star matches.
Little something extra, little.
This is not what I had in mind when we did this review, but let's keep going, please. With the next match, which was one of the best matches all goddamn year. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar, the best versus the beast in a no DQ match. Who wants to talk about this one first?
I don't know.
Don't all jump at once.
I guess I'll go first again. This match was just about everything you could have wanted out of it. It was just sheer brutality. It was just so many nasty, cringeworthy moments, but yet it got me so pumped up watching this. Lesnar looked like a monster. He was tossing CM Punk around, but they showed CM Punk his resilience, his heart. It was a perfect underdog versus unstoppable monster type match. Both guys were perfect in their roles in this match. And Paul Heyman as well was perfect in his role as usual. Mm-hmm. I have really no complaints about this match. It was awesome.
Yeah, there are really no complaints. One thing I would love is I like the fact that Brock Lesnar was actually kind of cool. He was using wrestling moves, he used a belly to belly, he used some suplexes. CM Punk basically all match was just using his striking game. He was trying to fight Brock Lesnar.
Because and that's what's great is because realistically, if these two guys had a real fight,
that's what
Punk got his hands on Lesnar, it wouldn't matter. Because Lesnar
Right.
would just take him to the ground.
He's a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
UFC
So he had to hit and move.
Yeah.
Hit and move.
I loved him.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, like using the knees over and over again, striking, going to the top rope, hitting big spots off the top rope. That was really nicely done. And just so many great stuff. One of the best parts of this whole match, though, was CM Punk going for the GTS. Brock Lesnar counters into the Kumara. Punk counters into a triangle choke. Brock Lesnar powerbombs him. CM Punk holds on. And then,
those are some nasty power bombs.
And also,
full on.
CM Punk basically braining Brock Lesnar when he did an elbow drop with a chair. It was this match, like you were saying about cringeworthy moments. Like I was scared for Punk in this match.
Yeah, multiple times. And it was like 5 minutes in, and I'm like, oh Jesus, don't do this.
I was like doing the Paul London, please don't die chant.
It was like you actually felt like CM Punk could die in this match. Like he's gonna get hurt.
That's exactly what they wanted out of this match.
Yeah, this was like absolutely perfectly told. Underdog versus monster story. Like anyone that ever wants to do one of these matches again, look at this match and learn from it because they did it perfectly.
And I believe this was the match. This was the performance we wanted to see out of Lesnar all along. We got the performance we wanted in the match with Cena, but he lost the match.
Yeah.
This is one him going over and winning and looking like a monster at the same time.
Yeah,
So.
I would, and I know his contract with WWE kind of expires, but I would like to see them do it for one more year of Brock Lesnar. But then probably that'd be enough. Like
I could watch Lesnar all for years to come.
Okay. Maybe, but
if he's going to churn out performances like he did this time, or against Cena, or even I enjoyed some of the matches against Triple H.
The last two
of the three were good.
Yeah.
If he's going
So he's only had really one poor match so far.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if they can find guys to put in the ring with him, I don't see a problem.
Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan, maybe.
That would be a tough one.
That would be a moment like
Punk was stretching, and he's what, like 6'2"?
Yeah. Dare to dream.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything to add, Noah? Anything?
The only thing that held this from being just like blow away crazy good, I felt, was that Heyman interjected himself one too many times.
Okay.
And it was too close to the very end of the match.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not. I don't want that to be.
It wasn't offensive. Yeah.
It made sense in the context of the storyline that Punk really wanted to get his hands on Heyman.
Right.
Right.
So I didn't mind it too much, but yeah, it was kind of annoying. But I will say there's one really great spot where CM Punk hits the GTS and he gets the count and Heyman broke up and even Michael Cole sold it really great because damn it, Heyman, he's angry. It's like Michael Cole actually did a pretty good job announcing this match. I thought all the announcers did too. I thought so that was just one moment where I felt like that was perfect. If CM Punk had knocked out Heyman then and Heyman was gone for the rest of the match, would have been a lot better. I thought.
I did enjoy him putting him in that kind of fight.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
You got the sense Heyman got his, but ultimately won because his man won.
Yeah, and I think they're going to keep that feud going between Punk and Heyman.
I hope so. I'm loving this feud.
Awesome
feud.
This is great.
Yeah.
All right, I gave this 4.5. Absolutely amazing match. Go out and see this match. Probably one of my top 10 favorite matches of the year.
I concur with everything you just said. 4.5 as well.
I went 4.25 just because of the interference.
Okay.
But that by no means is a bad thing.
Yeah. It's still
this one was harder for me to rate just because it was just so good and
it's
different.
My enjoyment level of this match was off the charts.
Yeah. This is one of those matches where you just need to see it and experience it.
Yes.
Okay. Next up, we had a mixed tag team match between Dolph Ziggler and Kaitlyn taking on Biggie Langston and AJ Lee. This was a Raw match, plain and simple. This was just done to kill time before the main event. I was kind of upset that this match really didn't do much because it actually had been built up kind of nicely. And
for a long time?
Yeah, for a long time, and this is what we get. So, poor card structure, I think. This match and the Ring of Fire match, both were the only two matches I felt didn't have a good spot on the card.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this match, it did what it needed to do as far as bringing the crowd back down and getting them ready for the main event.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I mean, for Ziggler to lose the belt just to be the guy who brings the crowd back down, after all that, I was like, really? That's all you got?
I just have to say before I forget, I don't understand that they gave him the belt, took it off him, and now he's feuding with Langston, but they're not putting Langston over. They had to win this match.
That seemed weird to me.
So I don't
especially
know
because I felt this was perfect because he's in a tag team match, so you can make some AJ distracts him and Big E takes him out.
Right.
So I thought that would have made sense, but
Yeah.
Whatever. Hey, if this match and the Ring of Fire match are the only two matches we really got complaints about, that's pretty good.
I don't even really have major complaints about
Okay.
the match itself, really.
Yeah, I gave it 2 stars. Perfectly serviceable,
Yeah.
break match.
Yeah, I'll give it a star and 3/4. It was all right. It wasn't offensive by any means, but it was definitely a very generic Raw match, but
Okay.
didn't overstay its welcome.
I'm gonna give it 2 1/4. I thought it was fine.
Okay. And then now the main event, the match we've all been waiting for. John Cena defending the WWE title against Daniel Bryan with special guest referee Triple H. Noah, take it away.
This match was awesome. This was everything that, as a fan of Daniel Bryan from way back when he was in ROH and all his indie stuff.
Yep.
This is the match you wanted to see.
Yeah.
We got that. We got a clean match.
Yeah, we did.
Shockingly.
Yeah.
With Triple H as
I will say right now,
referee,
I would like to personally point out that everyone from the IWC was bitching about Triple H in this match. Didn't hurt it at all.
Well, they did have a reason to bitch at the end, but
yes,
during the
let's hold off on that.
As the match,
yeah.
the match perfectly fine.
Yeah, I was glad that they did it.
No BS, no bullshit, no Vince, no Brad Maddox, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I mean, a pin. He pinned Cena clean.
Yep.
Huge.
And we're talking totally clean. Some people say clean pin, but there's shenanigans early in the match. This was just a pure match where
it wasn't even a roll up.
Undisputedly to pin.
Yeah.
And what another thing that I'd like to mention is that they let Daniel Bryan pin Cena with a move that's never been established as a finisher.
That's good. That's very.
That's
good
pretty damn impressive.
That is really.
And
cool.
Since WrestleMania 21, there's been 4 people who have ever pinned Cena clean.
It's a very
and again, that definition of
club.
clean is stretched a little bit in certain cases. So,
I think Orton has beat him. Kurt Angle I know has. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and maybe Edge. And
I don't think so.
I don't think Edge has ever
think
beaten anybody clean.
No.
Sorry.
No.
No offense, that's just how.
And I think
looked.
we probably would CM Punk, but you kind of have that little from Money in the Bank.
I wouldn't consider that
Okay.
clean.
I would consider that
probably
clean.
about 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And this was totally by design too. They wanted to put. They clearly wanted to put Daniel Bryan over strong here. They wouldn't have had him beat John Cena clean if they didn't have some plans for him.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say right now that this is probably one of my favorite John Cena matches ever.
Yeah.
This was just he wrestled Daniel Bryan. He was wrestling him. They were doing some very nice counter sequences, some very nice moves.
Yeah. Well,
everything about this match just clicked together. I thought.
And he did wrestle him at the beginning, but then he realized he couldn't beat him that game, so he just started powering him around and using his. That's what I liked. It was the superior strategy of Daniel Bryan, who was playing the underdog role, against John Cena, who he's just a powerhouse. He can fight, and he's got a lot of intestinal fortitude. Let's say he's got a lot of guts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a perfect clash of styles, really, in this match.
Also, love the fact they brought the whole slap into the face.
That was great.
That was something I like out of a Japanese wrestling match.
Yeah.
They were
There's a
slapping
couple of
the
Japanese
shit
type
out of
moves
each other.
here.
And the thing that I really loved about this match is even the moves that they do in every single match, they did them a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah.
That diving leg drop.
That
off
was
the top
sick.
rope was
That
so
was awesome.
crazy
Yeah.
huge.
That was
Even
awesome.
Cena doing the little drop thing worked because Daniel Bryan first countered it and then him running at him and then Cena did it. So everything
One
about
thing I gotta say, I gotta mention this spot because I love it, was the suplex off the top rope where he
Set up.
yeah, oh my god,
he
yeah.
was pumped up.
Yeah,
I've
the
never
crowd-
seen that. I've seen similar, but never like that.
And the
was
crowd
awesome.
was going apeshit for that spot too.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of the match was when Daniel Bryan was doing those running drop kicks in the corner, and Cena just gets up and clotheslines
The
the shit.
mother of all lariats, man. That was brutal.
Yeah.
It reminded me of something Ishii would do if he watched New Japan. Ishii would do.
Yeah, something, man. That was a John Bradshaw Layfield clothesline from
That
hell.
was brutal.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
This match was absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my favorite WWE match of the year.
Yeah,
Either this or
me too.
CM Punk versus Cena. I don't know. This match was incredible.
John Cena's the common thread in the 2 best matches of the year for me.
Yeah, no.
That's unusual.
Cena can get it done when he's in the ring with someone amazing. Absolutely phenomenal match. A must see for every wrestling fan out there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who thinks that Daniel Bryan can't hang, watch his match and learn.
But yeah, like Noah was saying earlier, as a longtime fans of Daniel Bryan, Brian Davis, whatever name you want to call him,
The American Dragon?
this was This was kind of like our guy versus kind of the established,
Yeah.
established guy, the WWE guy. It had that feel to it, and
I think Cole pointed out in the promo leading up to this match, like it's the wrestler versus the sports entertainer,
right?
And
That's exactly
and it was very well done.
Yeah.
4.5 stars. Absolutely love this match.
I concur, 4.5. But my enjoyment level of this match was again off the charts.
The enjoyment level was 6 stars.
The only complaints that I maybe would have had are kind of just there were some parts that were a little sloppy. And, I mean, yeah.
And one of the spots that was sloppy was one that would have been hard to do anyway.
The one where that they could have not hit that spot in a million years.
Oh, what, the Hurricanrana or whatever?
No, when he ran up the ropes and flipped.
Oh, yeah.
There is no way they could have done that spot
and
correctly.
They covered it.
It was still cool. It was still a cool
was.
spot. Yeah.
All right. Your ratings, guys,
my rating
please.
in there.
Yeah.
I also gave it 4.5, but like you said, I could sit and watch this all day long.
I could watch this.
So this show had 2 4.5. We all agree this show had 2 4.5 caliber matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
two matches
we just
borderline.
Yeah.
2 matches we enjoyed about as much as you can enjoy a match.
Well, let's talk about the ending.
And a 3 3/4. Let's
Yes. The ending of this match was Daniel Bryan getting a very nice celebration. A very one, and it actually tricked us. Yes, he got the moment. I liked that a lot. And then Orton came out, very slowly.
As he always does.
He always does. And I actually like this because Daniel Bryan's he's standing there and he's kind of shocked. Then he's like, okay, you want to wrestle? We're gonna wrestle. And he's ready to stand up to Randy Orton. Orton walks away. Daniel Bryan starts yesing. Orton turns back around. Triple H pedigrees Daniel Bryan. Big heel turn. Orton cashes in 1, 2, 3, and Orton wins the WWE title. I will say right now, this was about as effective as a moment as you can have. Daniel Bryan looks like the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Most, underdog champion.
I don't know. He was
sympathetic. He's the most sympathetic babyface in the company right now. Orton is the dirtiest heel in the company right now. Everyone wants to see his head on a platter. And this is going to lead to one of the best storylines of the year, I think.
Yeah,
if they do this right.
I think it could be one of the best storylines in years for WWE.
If they do it.
If they do it right.
If they can. They have it set up to do it correctly.
This is being set up very much like the Corporation versus Stone Cold from the 90s. It could be...
But the thing is, I hear that a lot, and I want to make one thing clear is that it's not a rehash. Every other one of these storylines always is.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I felt like the problem I had with it is they've done stuff like this so many times. I thought this was going to be another Randy Orton takes it from Christian style thing.
Yeah.
But really, this was similar to those things, but better. They did it they couldn't have done this better.
Yeah.
But it still would have been nice to have the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. But it's still there, and it still happened,
and they can't take that away from me.
No,
yeah.
That's the thing. We still did get the moment, and it was pretty awesome. But looking at it from WWE's perspective here, they accomplished a lot in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
They got a new top guy, at the very least for the interim, a top guy. While Cena's gone, he might still be when he gets back.
A believable top face.
Right.
Let's put that
they
way.
at least have another guy who's a main. They created a surefire main eventer.
Yeah.
And they created a new absolute top dastardly heel.
That nobody's
a pair of top dastardly heels with Triple H and Randy Orton here.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know if they did this on purpose. I don't know if they're smart enough to actually have done this. But they took Daniel Bryan and put him in the match with Cena, the sports entertainer that the IWC hates.
Yeah.
Then they turn around and put him in a feud with Orton, which is another top guy that the IWC hates.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So
they could have him go through the top 2 guys pretty much.
That would be very big.
I mean, I guess CM Punk's a top guy. Maybe he'll go through him too.
I would like to. I like to see those 2 guys at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, WrestleMania. Dare to dream.
I would like to hold off on that. Let those guys be more established.
Yeah, the two top faces.
All right.
Also.
Well, we're starting to ramble, so let's just end this. Overall rating for the show.
I didn't even think of it.
That's tough.
Okay. I'm gonna go with an 8.75, just under a 9. It's right on the edge, but this is absolutely a must see show. I'd probably recommend you could buy the show and you will not be wasting your money.
No, you're gonna see something you like. If you're a wrestling fan, you will see something you like.
If you like wrestling, you got Daniel Bryan Cena. If you like a fight and that aura of just awesomeness,
big fight atmosphere.
Yeah, big fight atmosphere. Thank you. CM Punk Lesnar and the rest of the card. not really weak at all. Like, it's enjoyable.
No, they had some
It's
good, hot,
yeah.
fast-paced action too with
Very-
Del Rio and Christian. And, yeah.
very easy to sit through this show.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I'm going to agree with you, Alex. I'm going to go 8.75. It's a high 8.75. I'm
Yeah.
considering 9. My enjoyment of the show might even be higher than my rating.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because
this is one of those,
I absolutely loved the show. It was great.
We had so much fun watching this.
It had a little bit of everything. Had great wrestling, great entertainment. They set up. They did everything they wanted to accomplish. Set up some great storylines, and not much to complain about here.
Definitely the WWE show of the year
Yep.
so far.
Yes, definitely. This was a great show. I'm going to bump up and go with a 9.
Okay.
Just because I actually enjoyed the opener.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. There you
Well,
have
for
it.
all of us here at Strong Style Studios, thank you very much and take care. Bye.